and welcome back to the Replayer Podcast. I'm Pagan, your host this week, and joining me is my co-host, Dan.
Who?
Who? What?
Oh,
Who are
yeah,
you?
me.
Get out of here. Joining us this week, we have Michael and Greg. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good to be here.
Hello.
Greg, what a reveal. Good to have
I
you,
know.
Michael. Good to have you.
Welcome, visiting from elsewhere.
Yeah,
Visiting
it's
from
a
elsewhere.
long trip that I have to take all by boat.
Where are you actually from, Michael?
I live in
Yes.
the great state of New Jersey.
New
Excuse me.
Jersey. Couldn't even say
It's
that with
New
a straight
Jersey.
face.
There's nothing great about it.
It's very
Nothing
sad.
great.
That's okay.
It's not
We won't
even
mention it
new.
again. If it's a sensitive topic, it's cool.
Man, you let me down. I thought you were going to say New York, and I was like, my brother from New York.
I live a half hour from the city.
I'm not from the city anyway, so
Well, this
it's
is the
not
thing,
same.
right? Okay. So you're from New Jersey. You live half an hour from New York City. You
Indeed.
lived in New York, and you were 4 hours away from the city.
Like 6-7 hours from the city.
How is that possible? How is he not more New York than you?
Because he's New
New York
Jersey.
State, and then there's New Jersey, and I'm a half hour from New York City.
That's not how that
Because
works.
that's how map
It
work.
works on proximity, doesn't it?
That's how America works.
Ah,
You're welcome.
America. Welcome to the podcast, guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's so
Greg.
nice to have you guys.
Yay, Michael.
Yeah.
Very happy
for
to
you
be
there, Pagan.
here as I was woken up at 5:30 a.m. From a message.
Please be on my podcast. Can you come on?
Messaged me
do
as if
it.
it was a desperate plea, and I'm like,
Do
in my head, you didn't see it as I was at home. I'm like, gonna be on the podcast, yeah.
The excitement was real.
To be fair, it was a desperate plea, but you know.
It's
Well,
always
this is being
desperate
recorded.
plea,
Oh,
Greg,
sorry. No, it wasn't
at
a
all
desperate
times.
It
plea.
wasn't. No,
Wasn't a
this
desperate-
wasn't
no.
This was all planned
No, it
months in
wasn't.
advance. We're so put
Brr.
together.
Certainly wasn't going like half-hearted with like hoping that I wasn't gonna end up like
I guess.
auto-typing something bad
presume.
as I'm responding.
Oh, well, I mean, like, super appreciative to have you on today, and I know that it was very last minute, so thank you so much for jumping on. It's very, very lovely to
I'm
have you here.
super
It's a pleasure to have you
appreciated,
here.
and I'm super appreciative.
So I don't know if you've listened to much of the show. I think you've said that you mentioned before that you've listened to a previous episode, but we do start off with like this kind of get to know you and how you found the retro replay community in general. Do you have, would you like to share your story about how you found the guys, how you found the show? Were you a fan of the guys before you found retro replay?
Well, let's see.
Are you ready for
Where
your
Let
do I
us
close up?
begin.
Where do I begin? Okay. So a couple of years ago at New York Comic Con, I think it was 2018, I saw Troy and Nolan do a panel called Twisted Tunes, where they get several prominent voice actors to read a movie script live, and then the moderator will tell them to stop at some points and read them in different impressions or characters that they've done. It was the funniest show I've ever seen on stage, mainly because Troy, when he was asked to do Matthew McConaughey, he did the voice, but he just slowly dipped lower into his chair as like he's like just melting away underneath the desk. Nolan North was then, they were reading Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Nolan North was then asked to do Gary Busey. And
Oh, boy.
most of it was an impression of him just being lost and almost walking away off stage. And then he got asked to be to do Mickey Mouse and read Dana Barrett's line of "I want to be inside you." And before he says that, he's like, "Well, I'm never working again." But like Tara Strong, Jim Cummings, Maurice LaMarche, like
Wow.
all of like my favorite people were on one stage. And
Solid.
like
Mm.
last year, maybe like around, I want to say October or so. Yeah, I can't remember when, but late last year in the winter, somebody had sent me Troy and Nolan doing "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" as Christopher Walken and Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
Great
never
episode.
laughed so hard
great clip.
watching a video.
Mhm.
And it made me realize, oh, I got to step up my Goldblum. Ah, damn. And and then I realized the rest of the show and I just for like a couple of weeks just binged every single episode until I caught up, and then I was like, oh wait, you can live chat with people, and I started it doing it off of my Comedy Channel's podcast YouTube handle, and I was like, you know what, these are people. I want to be one of the people with them. I don't want to just be some brand that's like chiming in. And now that you guys know me more, like from just live chats and stuff like that in the Discord, it's so cool. Just like this community that is there, and it's very, very heartwarming, and it's good feelings and butterflies and rainbows and all that
Aw.
stuff.
All that nice, corny, cheesy stuff. Ah.
Oh God.
But when do I get my paycheck about saying all that good stuff? Oh, cut that out. Cut
yeah.
that out.
So,
cut that out.
You weren't plugging us. You got to say the right thing, sir.
no, that's what we're
Ooh.
saying. We were plugging the show. Like, Retro Replay have sponsored this show. They haven't. I'm so sorry. Although, if Retro Replay do want to sponsor the show,
I don't know if mine is backwards on the screen, but I'm repping Oter Yelper today.
OT Alper today. That's me.
Yeah,
I am repping Oter Alper today.
yours on my screen is actually
Yeah,
like,
we see you as the
Retro
correct
replay?
way, but if we're looking at ourselves,
Yeah.
we're backwards.
yeah.
Depends on whose
Okay.
recording we're using. If we're using Dan's recording, then this will be frontward. If we're using mine, then it will be backwards. Sponsor us. Just that's so cool. I'm like, so you're kind of like late to the show in terms of like it has running for a while. You weren't really aware.
Rub
and
it
you
in.
just Binged. Yeah, where
Son
you
of a
been?
bitch, Pagan.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Pagan. Pause.
That's my wife back there.
Oh, hello, Michael's wife.
Hi.
Oh.
Hello. Oh, it's really cute. Hi there, ma'am.
Oh, special guest, Michael's wife.
Aw, that's kind of cute.
But yes, I am
Welcome in.
late to the party, as it were.
Late to the party, but you're still here, so that's good.
I was considered late to the party as of a year ago when we started the podcast. Well, not almost a year. It's getting
Same.
there. So, no worries.
Greg was
Friend.
OG. He was from the beginning.
Yeah, he's old news. Hi, Greg.
No, Greg knows. Greg's been there from the beginning.
Welcome to the show.
The real beginning.
kidding.
I heard your hoodie zip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
oh, you
hear
did, you
the
heard it,
shame
Yeah.
hiding.
Yeah,
Good sound effect.
it is.
Hun, there goes my wife.
Bye, Michael's wife. Bye. I don't
Those
know
of you
what
just
this is.
listening
This
to
is
the
very mechanical. I'm
podcast,
so sorry.
that was a visual.
Yeah, those for the.
So tune
visuals.
in.
For the
Catch
visuals.
us on YouTube
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
On
Like
Wednesday.
not at a certain
At
time, just Wednesdays.
sometime on Wednesday. Just look
Show up.
out on Wednesday.
Show up
It
on
goes
Wednesday, see what's going
live
on.
At 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Whatever
Try
the.
not to do math. Come on.
It's not math. It's just I forget if it's p.m. or a.m. If it's midnight on
AM.
Wednesday.
If
That's
it's
AM.
numbers, it's math. And I don't
It is.
math.
Yeah, I'm the
But
same.
AM
I don't
isn't
math.
an
I don't
AM.
horror, and I don't math. Fuck that.
And please don't ask us to find your ex, and we don't
Horror.
know why.
No, we don't know
I'm not
why.
finding you another Adam. No more Adams for you. She burns through Adams every week. It's pretty disgusting.
They're just paid actors. They're on a payroll. I just sort of filter through.
Burn through atoms, make it sound like it's like a vape pod or something.
Yeah.
Just burning through atoms.
I'm hitting the atom.
going on.
Just can't get enough.
that new atom?
Take a hit of that
man.
atom.
So, do we want to do our questionnaire with
Yes.
Mr. Michael, sir?
Yes, I was going to do it. Did we do this with Greg too? Greg, have you done the questionnaire too?
I honestly don't remember.
Fuck it, you're
I
doing
think
it
we
now.
started after the
Oh.
last time Greg was on.
That's
Okay,
probably true.
cool.
It's probably true. So we'll do it Dan's way, where we ask a question and we throw it out to both of you. So, do you consider yourself a gamer? And we ask it
Goes
both
first.
to like Greg and to Michael.
I dabble here and there sometimes.
I'm a dilettante.
You're
I mean,
dilettante.
yeah, that's the new
Dilettante.
word. Dilettante. Yeah.
That's my
There's a
new
little
favorite word.
backstory
now,
about that, and I
a dilettante.
enjoy it.
That's fantastic. In jokes.
Yes,
I'm
I do
quite
consider myself a
dilettanted.
gamer.
You consider yourself a gamer. Okay, cool.
Playing
Either
games
of you care
since
to
the
Flesh
first
that out.
Nintendo Entertainment System that my parents bought me, and then played it as I watched, like because they were just like,
Aw.
it's like
Burn.
here's your new toy. oh wow, this is really fun.
That's okay.
Wait,
Learning
we need to
vicariously.
figure out how to do this for you first. Hang on.
Exactly.
That
And then I
is
learned that technique with my little cousins. Like, you're playing too, with a non-plugged-in controller.
that's a legit like approach, because I'm gonna have to play this game, because when the kids are gonna go like, how do I get past this? I wouldn't know unless I pass it first. So that makes total sense. Parents play
This
the
point,
games first, and then
kids
So
in that
Pagan,
generation are
you've
going to
got a
be like,
large, yeah, you've got a large backlog to play of games. So whenever you have kids, you and Adam have kids. You know,
Adam the Atom.
kid
Yeah.
or kids, you guys you'll know exactly how to beat the level for them if they
That's
need
Do you
exactly
have
help.
enough money to pay for like child actors to portray your kids?
I don't know, it gets messy. You gotta have supervisors involved, and there's a whole bunch of scripts, and they can't work past like 4, so it's not even worth it.
as the father of a 3-month-old, let me tell you, this kid,
You
he just breaks on camera too much. He smiles, and everyone's just like, "Ah, there we go. There's another take."
Yeah. Oh God.
I mean, it's
like
adorable.
Jimmy
as
Fallon.
well,
Get your
but,
shit
yeah.
together. Like, this is what we're paying
What
you
is wrong
for.
with you?
They
Oh,
told me
that's so
not to do that
cute.
at the hospital, not to hold him like that.
He's only 3
The way
months.
Greg just did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
3
is not
months.
how you rock a baby. I
Yeah.
learned the hard way.
Go to sleep.
It's like
Go
from
to sleep.
Death Stranding, where like you have to like calm BB, and people are just like, I'm
I'm
like,
playing
please
it
don't
because
shake
of
the
that.
BB.
Playing it because of that mechanic. I was just like, nope.
Too
Yeah.
much anxiety.
Yeah. You can hold the
Like-
baby, hun. I'm not gonna touch the baby because I'm gonna shake the baby. That's so cute. Oh, congratulations on being a new dad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I will. So your first your first console was NES.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Greg,
I
what
know
was
my
your first
video
console?
is frozen right now, but I'm still here.
That's okay. It's usually
It'll find
it's my
itself.
like system as well. My connection is deplorable.
Deplorable?
So
Hey, there we go.
there we go. Greg, what was your first system? Greg, don't pretend you're frozen. You
Shut
suck.
up, Greg.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your first
my
system?
my first was SNES, the SNES.
No,
There you.
Sniz.
I'm pretty
I,
sure
I
we
just do it to
discussed the
upset
SNES
Troy.
at great length
Like-
with Greg.
You
Yeah.
just do it to upset Troy. I do it. I just say a Nez or a Snez, and
Wrong.
listen, I didn't think you would take so much offense to it, but
No, I say the SNES, but like he says, like I did that one time in live chat. And he was like, "I'm putting you on notice for saying that." I'm like, "Oh shoot, I in trouble."
oh shoot,
It's SNES.
it's so
I
cute.
don't know why you would say anything else.
It is SNES.
Yeah.
SNES or NES.
S.
Yeah, do you call it the
NES.
NES?
Yeah.
No, because Ness is a character that you play in Super
Bruh.
Smash Brothers.
And he's got 2 S's, not 1, but 2.
I
mother.
wouldn't know that though.
Or Earthbound.
Never played
Earthbound.
Super Smash Brothers. I know.
I apologize that now I'm just 2 spinning dots.
That is also fine. Okay, Michael, do you want to just continue?
Yeah, just pick up where we left off as if nothing happened.
Nothing strange happened at all. You have dropped to an avatar. That's fine. Okay, so this second question I would have asked then. So yours was NES and yours was an SNES. Do you have a preferred platform now?
I have been PlayStation for life since the first system. I'm just a loyalist. I can't help it.
Yes.
I know. I see your shirt. I see what
Thank
you're
you.
doing there.
Thank you.
I know you
Because
see
they're
me. I can't see
Xboxes.
you, sir, but I've
I
owned
feel
every
like I'm
PlayStation
surrounded by my
console.
parents with all this finger wagging.
All three of us did it at the same time as well. Like
There's your screen capture right there.
it is. That's what it is right there. Just all
That's gonna be
pointing
on the
to your
highlight reel
avatar.
of us just going.
And Michael will just have to send me like a selfie later of himself going like this, and I'll like edit it in.
A GIF.
I was telling him my avatar picture. It's my headshot that I use, but it's that face that you give someone after they're done like yelling at you, and you say like, "Okay, are you done?"
It's actually a really good avatar, and it's a good headshot.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. I forgot what my question was. Oh yeah, so you're a PlayStation like
I
me.
am.
PlayStation preferred platform. Greg, did you say last time that you
Greg,
had
I
a preferred
believe
platform, or do you just
he-
jump
no.
between?
I am mainly PC. I was Xbox only for like 10 years.
For
But then
only
I
10
started
years?
Only 10 years. I was PS2 for PlayStation for like 5. I had a phase, okay? I had phases when I was
Sure.
growing up, all right? It was
Sure.
just a phase, I swear, Mom. But now I have officially now, because after the charity live stream, I have every console again for like the third or fourth time.
That
And
must be nice.
so yeah, it's gonna. I'm trying to because gaming is getting more and more expensive.
Yes.
What?
It seems like it is.
Oh,
What are
is
you
it?
talking about?
Yeah.
I mean,
Talking about? I have
back-
so much money to
back
burn.
then it was a $60 game, $40 to $60. Now it's like if you want the full game, it's $100.
Yeah.
And then the DLCs. And
That's
the add-on
including that. That's what I'm
packages and
saying.
all
It's
that
like
stuff.
Yeah.
no one has talked about that. It's like, hey, by the way, a full game is now $100 if you buy DLC.
Yeah.
So it's like, but
Or you could buy the Division 2 for $5. I got it for $3.
Play Destiny
it's
2
for
for
free.
free.
That's true.
I do.
That's a very full game.
free ultimate weekend play, but once the weekend's over, you gotta pay.
So
But no, I'm
PC
trying to
Ah.
I'm trying to do my best to save as much money as I can when it comes to games and gaming, because I still have like all the games,
Mhm.
but more games are coming on the horizon. And so it's good to have like Game Pass. Like I was already sold on Game Pass when it was announced, but it's at the point now where it's like if you were to pick a certain type of subscription, Game Pass is the one you'd want to get.
Oh yeah. Agree.
PlayStation 2, I'm
For
very
sure.
not PlayStation 2, PlayStation in
I
general.
mean,
I'm very.
PlayStation 2, yeah, give it to me.
I mean, you can get that, but you're not going to get much. But you
Yeah.
can try.
I have
No,
a
but
massive PlayStation 2 library, so I'm very happy with that.
there you go. That's the best. To me, that's the best PlayStation console. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion.
I am 100% in agreement with you, sir.
It's a pain in the ass to keep in check because it likes to have issues from time to time,
Sure.
but it's a very, very good console. One of my favorite consoles I've had. But yeah, but PlayStation I'm disappointed with subscription wise because there's just really nothing there. And
Feel like they're gonna have to try and compete somehow with this Game Pass because I feel like Game Pass is
Oh,
too
they will
good.
for sure.
yeah.
And I mean,
And
PlayStation Plus
lowering-
is
yeah.
great and all, but like 2 free games a month. Whereas Xbox, I mean, jeepers. I went on Game Pass today, and I was looking at all the games that were available to me, and I was like, "This is incredible." And
And a
obviously,
lot of them
they
are
don't
games I
last, and
want
they
to
will.
play.
Yeah, like they will go, just like Netflix. Like you have to play them while they're there. So
Yeah.
that kind of gives you incentive too, I guess, to play them. So they're not always just there for you to go back whenever. But I think PlayStation or Sony's gonna have to up their game, maybe with the PS5, because they're just
They're gonna have to at least give
discovered a
away
lot
3 or
more-
4 new games
yeah,
a month or add something.
yeah.
So I don't know.
I'd say I have discovered a lot more indie games because of PlayStation, and stuff that I usually wouldn't like seek out. Or I don't know. I've kind of been like I like big franchises. I don't mind them. I don't play all of them,
Mhm.
but you know there are a lot of like just those tiny little like blink and you miss it games that can be so
Yeah.
just like they blow exactly
The Messenger.
Like they blow
I
your
was
mind.
I was gonna shout out Gato Roboto, which I believe is only on the Switch and
yes.
Steam.
Untitled Goose Game, even though it feels like an actual like a.
That is the
Untitled
best
Goose
Can we
Game.
talk
indie
about
game in the
Untitled Goose Game
world.
for a minute?
Yeah.
You can't say that one. You're gonna miss it. You're not gonna miss
Okay.
Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
But Gato
if anybody
Roboto.
pays attention to the Video Game Awards,
Yep.
they like swept it clean practically,
They did.
which is amazing
Oh, yeah.
to me.
They won Game
Mhm.
of the Year at the DICE convention.
Did it really?
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yes.
I didn't know it, DICE. Oh, cool.
Yeah, DICE is like a video game developers conference.
Yeah.
And amongst video game developers, Untitled Goose Game won Game of the Year.
We were
You
talking about
brought-
Untitled Goose. We talked about Untitled
Yeah.
Goose Game, and they're like,
And
no.
the internet went,
Stop.
"Ugh."
Yeah, that game was dope. I really enjoyed playing Untitled Goose Game. It's such a genius idea. It's so small. It's like it's not a difficult game, and it's just good fun. It's just good humor. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing that game. It deserved the awards that it got.
I have it, but I just haven't gotten around to playing it. It's on my list of all the games.
Hmm.
I can play it on an Xbox with Game Pass.
Yes.
Humble brag.
I think we had it. Did I buy it? I can't remember if I bought it or if it was free on something.
I bought it on Switch too.
Oh, I actually know what. I think I
Okay.
bought it because I think it was like €15.
I got it on
Something.
sale in the Epic Games
That's
Store.
not real money.
You're right.
Euro isn't real. We all know that.
It's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich. It's a type of cheese.
Like a sandwich from the Grease land.
So do you have a favorite game?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a difficult question, and I'm gonna put you on a spot for
It is
it.
a
It's
tough
layered. Because there's like the games I love because of their mechanics, and then there's games I love because of their story, and then sometimes it's like the visual. So let's see. I think. All right, I will say my favorite game of all time because I poured hours and hours and hours and hours.
Cool.
The Sims.
No way!
Wow.
Wow,
the
we've
original-
never had that on here. Ooh, I love the Sims.
From the original, every expansion pack that came with that.
Are
then
you
The
are
Sims
you
2,
kidding?
and every expansion pack
I'm gonna
that
make
came with
the
that
face
one.
of your avatar picture right now and just like,
Please, yes. Are you
oh yeah.
are you like
I have
serious?
played
Like you're not
every
joking?
single Sims. I have played every single Sims.
Eee.
Pretty incredible.
You just made Pagan stay.
I love The Sims. Nobody ever talks about it. It's just the most boring, mundane game I've ever played, but I
is.
can't stop.
It
I
really
love
is.
it so
sucks
much.
your life away.
Oh
God, it
can't.
just you're like, oh, you know what? And for me, and this goes with a lot of like role playing games too. And my wife hates this because she'll see the same like first level over and over again when you have to build a character.
Yes, yeah.
I'm so like, okay, here's these stats. I got a strength and a smart. I was like, okay, first level. Oh, I'm dying too quickly. Well, let's start over again. And
Same. Also, real quick shout out to another replayer called Amy Bennett, who recently did the retro replay basement and Nolan and Troy
yeah.
in Sims. It's on Twitter.
Recreated in Sims.
Yeah, it's on Twitter and
Right.
it's on the Retro Replay Retro Replay Replayers Facebook group as well. It is so good.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
I am hoping that I'm getting her name right. This is awful. It's Amy
No,
Bennett
Amy
for
Bennett.
sure.
Yeah, it is. No, yeah, it is.
Although I think like maybe it's Amy Carol Bennett. No, Amy C.
Is she-
Bennett.
is
So
she
yeah.
in trouble?
But there you go. Shout out
Guessed
to
what the
Amy
C
because
stood
that
for.
was dope. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was.
But that's a great answer, Michael. We've never had that before.
Yes, The Sims. Oh God, like the amount of like I could have done so well in high school and college, but
If it wasn't for
instead
The
I went
Sims.
to Sims University and made sure that my avatar was able to get an astronaut degree.
Sure. That's
and
amazing.
make sure his
no,
plant,
like I've never.
his man-eating zombie plants were not taking over the garden.
Or did you get the genie lamp in one of the expansion packs? I can't remember that one.
Yes, I
and
did.
Sims
I've
Pets.
gotten everything.
Oh.
I got everything.
Hey Greg, how are you? How's it going?
Hey,
sorry.
could've bought a
It's just a little
car.
bit of a nerd
Hey.
moment. Thank you so much, Michael. Greg, do you have a favorite game?
No.
Cool. What was the game? I'm just kidding.
Awesome.
What was it?
Moving on.
You don't have a favorite game?
I like a ton of games. It's hard to pick one as my favorite. That's the problem.
All right, let me rephrase.
I never make the stipulation that you
I
have
know-
to pick one.
I can name a few of my favorite games. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pagan hosting.
Yeah, it's
you
going
have the
against the
helm.
rules, but whatever. We'll allow it. It's fine.
You have the helm.
Man, the rule breaking for me. I feel sure swell and diddly dee.
You feel sure special.
Sure diddly do.
Don't start Southern because I'll start.
I know.
ending up
I'm
doing
sorry.
all the Red Dead 2 voices.
I promise I'll stop. One that I really like is Gears of War 2 for some reason. I don't know why. That game for some reason I just really can get
Gears of
into.
War 2 is amazing.
Yeah, sure.
It is. The first Modern Warfare is a classic, and that was to me one of the best remasters of the game of the last couple years. If you haven't ever played Modern Warfare, I'd recommend playing the remaster.
Okay.
Because that one is it's perfect. Another one which might surprise you, I don't know. The first Life is Strange. Fantastic.
Never
Oh,
seen it, never
very
played it. I
good.
would really like to though. So
It's
it's coming to my stream.
I played a lot of well, no, I don't know that for sure, but there's somebody I know that didn't like Before the Storm. I liked it. I also did like Life is Strange 2. It's not as good as the original, but it's still decent. And one, of course, that has to be on the list is Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. That
Like,
was
it
like
was way back to like episode 6 of the podcast where me
yes,
and you
I
went
think
on
we
a
talked
tangent
about that.
Donkey Kong
That was
Country.
I think I mentioned that. That is, I think, the first game I ever played. It was either that or Super Mario World, but Donkey Kong Country. Even the second one, I don't know if I think the second one is better than the first, but the first is regarded as a classic. Obviously,
Donkey Kong Country is the first rage quit I've ever had.
Really?
was-
yeah, I
That
can.
was the first one.
It's tough.
I love that game
There's
so
a ton
much.
of other games, but those are the ones
Those
that
are the
just
ones that
pop
are
into
up
my head
there.
instantly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
So-
right. I mean, like valid choices. All of them are valid choices. There's no wrong answer here, guys. It's a safe space.
Oh,
Nice.
one more to make it 5. Super Mario Sunshine. That
Nice.
game. That's a good.
Was the one with the water jetpack,
Super
right?
Yes.
underrated. That
Very
game.
underrated. I wish I had a sequel. We're at Luigi's Mansion 3, but there's no Super Mario Sunshine 2. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Okay.
Got you right in
I
the
cry.
feels. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Don't cry.
I see it in my dreams, but it's fine.
Just
It's
keep it
Well,
together.
you can
You got
can
it.
make it in dreams.
fine.
Yeah.
You
Oh my
can
god,
make
you
it
could
dreams.
use it. Yeah, you could make it one in dreams. What a
There's
weird.
probably already somebody who's made Super Mario Sunshine in
100%.
dreams.
Guarantee it.
I really like watching those like videos of the games that have been remade in dreams.
Somebody
So
made, I
weird.
think, Super Mario Sunshine in Unity or something, and it looks phenomenal. Like like the main island,
Mhm.
not not like the whole game, but like the main island. Napa.
Delfino.
Is
Kind
there
of stuff
going to
fascinates
be?
me.
Is there going to be some sort of restriction? I think we mentioned this last week on the podcast as well. Is there not going to be some sort of restriction in copyright restrictions for
There
Dream?
hasn't been yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned this because I was thinking about it when I heard this on the episode last time because I was like, I love, how like Unreal Engine is open source and
Yeah.
there's a lot of graphical stuff where people are remaking games. Like people have done just tech demos of the opening sequence for Half-Life where they're showing what it would look like if it was made with the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
And I got involved with a Fallout 4 mod that was going to be a complete remake of 3, and I got cast to play the Liam Neeson role.
Cool.
I have not heard anything since because I think the project got dropped.
I think I auditioned for that mod as well. I remember that. It was like back in
Reason that they had to do that is
2015, I think.
because they had to do that because they couldn't use the library of
Oh.
sounds, so they had to re-record every single piece of dialogue of NPCs, main characters,
Wow.
just sound effects of like the ghouls that would attack you, monsters and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, I'm looking at like all of the lines and I'm trying to remember in my head, like, because I played that game too for way too long, just thinking, oh god, what was it? I am the Alpha and the Omega. And your mother is dead now.
It's like Taken.
Whoa, was Liam
Yeah.
Neeson just here?
Oh.
By the way,
Whoa.
why can that man not find his family so much? Why is his family
He's the
easily
worst
kidnapped?
dad.
Always losing his family.
He's just the worst dad.
If I find you, I will pay you. I got to get rid of these people.
I'm not gonna lie. The first Taken was excellent.
Please take them.
Yeah, there didn't need to
Taken
be
was great.
sequels. I know why they
Yeah.
made sequels, but like Taken is like I consider it a class. It's a great movie.
Yeah. Taken was actually the first date that Adam and I had at the cinema.
Aw,
Weird, creepy.
Yeah, very strange. We really wanted to
Adorable
see
and
it. We liked
romantic.
action films and
The irony.
huh? The
I said
irony.
the irony because he took you, and now you guys are gonna get married.
On that note, right? On that very same take me note. That's a very weird.
Take.
That's a weird segue. But on that note, we are going to get married, and because I'm born in South
Are you
Africa, I actually
sure?
need to get a stamp on my birth certificate to say that I was not child trafficked into Ireland and being married off to somebody else. So I mean,
yes.
The irony.
Which technically I kind of
Irish
was. I
me.
was still 10 when my parents moved over here. So could you see that as child trafficking? I don't
Did
know.
your parents sell you to Adam?
Did you
Sure.
navigate traffic at 10 years old?
Their
Sure.
question: did they put you in a box with nails and just say, "Hold your breath, we'll be there in a few hours"?
Sure, that was every Saturday night. Why? What did you guys do?
I say, isn't that
I
normal?
was in a suitcase
Ah, same situation.
class.
Um, what games are you guys both looking forward to this year coming out? And we usually say like leaving out The Last of Us because a lot of people are looking forward to that game because like duh. But also
Wait, that's coming out?
they made a second one. Yeah, I think so.
You
That
made that
small
joke
little
last
indie
week.
title, you know.
I say you guys
I
made
wasn't
that
here,
joke
sorry.
already.
I'm gonna yell at Pagan for that.
Ah, fuck you.
Poor Pagan. Ooh.
I'll repeat content if I want to.
You're not allowed.
Okay. Just beep that whole thing out. Just beep the whole section. Just beep. Without like The Last of Us 2, is there anything that you guys are looking forward to this year or next year that is coming out game wise that you're like, can't wait for?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Which game?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk
Oh, sorry, it cut out.
2077.
Cool. It looks good.
I'm a huge Cyberpunk fan. I play this tabletop game with friends. Oh God, why am I? A Shadowrun. Yeah, that's
Oh.
the one.
Yeah. I
And
would say
it's a
Shadowrun's
total.
based on Cyberpunk, isn't it?
Yeah, it is,
Or
and
set
it's
in
amazing.
3 years.
And I am geeking out fantastically for this to finally be able to be a console game. And also, because I am a huge theme park enthusiast, having at one point worked at Walt Disney World, I am waiting for the console version of Roller Coaster Tycoon. Not Roller Coaster Tycoon, excuse me, Planet Coaster. That's it.
Ooh, is it the same kind of thing as Roller Coaster Tycoon?
It's like if it's Roller Coaster Tycoon, but with better graphics and easier building mechanics.
I could get on that.
And you got to watch some videos on YouTube of people like recreating full rides from real parks or just
Cool.
like their own. I watched one that was Alien the Ride, and
I saw that one.
It was a roller coaster that basically goes through the entire sequence of the movie.
No way. Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
It's like people with Minecraft, how they would make like full scale building recreations,
Yes.
and now with like Dreams, they're recreating games. This is like people who didn't get hired to work at Disney to make rides doing this for their like. Oh god, it's so cool! So cool. Planet Coaster, love it.
That's cool.
Is it like in The Sims where you gotta like create a coaster and give it stats and like strength, and you realize your
Yeah,
coaster's not strong enough, and then you have to go back to scratch and start over again?
They do have like tests like that, but then there's like fun stuff that people make where they like to try and see how much G-force they can get on one roller coaster and just see how quickly they can
And
get
watch the
disapproved by safety.
Rails flying off.
Yep.
I don't know if it was Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'm trying to think if it was. I think so. Roller Coaster Tycoon's on the phone.
Yeah, they made a mobile app, but
Yeah.
like early it was a PC game, and then it's still been a PC game that you could get on Steam. But
Oh.
when they finally announced the console version, I was just like, oh, thank God. I like, this is my new Sims, because I got tired of playing Sims on PS4, and I was just like, oh, yay.
So,
Oh,
we've actually
finally.
just got PS4 Sims because it came out on PlayStation Plus this month. So, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
playing it.
you're gonna have a good time.
I have a question on that. Have you ever played the Jurassic Park Park Builder game that came out like 2 years ago?
And I didn't like it.
No,
Oh.
really? Okay.
But
I
you know
actually
what they do
enjoyed it.
have? They have Planet Zoo, where you can actually make your own.
I've played
I don't
Planet
know
Zoo
if you
too, and I
noticed
thought that
that
was
it would be
boring, but I
called
enjoyed the
Zoo.
Jurassic Park game.
I hope that they have like a dinosaur or fantasy animal expansion pack for Planet Zoo, so that you can just make your own Jurassic Park or your own like Wizarding World.
Mm-hmm.
When are we gonna get that Harry Potter game? Who knows? Anyways,
Who knows? Greg, is there anything that you're looking forward to coming out this year?
Yes, and Dan is also probably looking forward to it as well. It's a game called Maneater.
Maneater.
You
Yeah.
play as a great white shark, and it's like an open world RPG.
No, it's not.
It's a
Eggplant
shark RPG.
No.
Shark PG.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shark PG.
Yep.
RPG.
Yep, open world.
Literally
He
just
plays a
looking
great
at
white
it.
shark. It's basically Jaws Unleashed, but like a spiritual successor almost. It's the same mechanic as the shark swimming and everything. It's literally, but it's not the shark from Jaws. It's like a different shark. And you terrorize and you eat people and you blow stuff up and you destroy things.
There's a full story to the game too, where you start off as a baby shark, and your parents get murdered by a fisherman.
Oh
And your
no!
journey is to go back and find this fisherman and get your revenge. But
It's a
you're a baby
revenge
shark,
story.
so you have to eat your way up. And as you eat things, you evolve and get bigger and stronger, and you can start taking on like crazy mutations and abilities and things.
People
it's
don't know is it's
phenomenal.
secretly the dark, gritty reboot of Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah. I would.
That's what happened to Echo after he went into space.
Yeah.
Mutated
After all those
into a
alien
killer
probes,
shark.
this is what happened to poor Echo.
Yeah. He's no longer a dolphin. He's a great white shark.
Yeah, it turns out. Changed to a whole new species.
I've been following
interesting.
Maneater on Steam since like 2016, I think.
Yeah, it's
Love that
coming
the
out.
description.
Yeah.
Maneater will have you playing as a giant soul shark, I guess I was trying to say, letting you, quote, tear humans limb from limb around the coastal waterways.
Nice.
It's such
Is that right from
they
the
will make
website?
games of anything.
That's got me
oh my
sold.
God.
Yeah,
that's
comes
the
out
trailer
that's
points
Greg
out that
sold.
each
Sign
year,
me up.
comes out
trailer
in
points
May.
out
So
each year 100 million sharks die at the hands of humans, which I don't know if that's a legit stat.
I have no
but
idea.
Probably.
If that is, what a way to sell getting revenge.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Because you're also honoring those sharks that got killed
Yeah.
while you're playing.
yeah,
It's like you're doing double duty. It's great. It's all for a good cause.
yeah.
I
At the
don't
very
see
end of
anything
the
wrong
game,
with-
it'll say that, like R.I.P.
Yeah.
the rest of the world's sharks.
No humans were harmed, and then they put JK. A lot of humans were harmed.
JK, of
the
course
motion
they were.
capture for this game.
Died.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That game's
They put-
coming out soon too. It comes out in May, I
May.
think.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm so
it's gonna be
pumped.
the summer game.
Your summer
I
game.
People
will
died in the motion
definitely
capture.
be streaming that game because it'll be too much fun.
I will
It's
watch.
gonna slap.
You shall watch me do it.
I shall. Is there any game that you would like to see the guys play? It can preferably on the Retro Replay show, but if you have a game that you were like, oh, I would really like them to play something that's a little bit more modern on their definitive playthroughs. Is there anything that you guys want to see?
Any of the Jackbox TV games I think would be fantastic. I would love to see the two of them play Quiplash or anything that involves having to think of a joke. Because between the two of them, I mean, that's just begging for comedy.
What is Jackbox TV? Have we discussed this before, Dan?
I don't think so.
There is a series that started years ago called You Don't Know Jack, and it was a parody of trivia games, basically. And they openly mock you. It's all parodies of all types of games. Actually, thanks for this segue, because my Twitch channel is going to be inviting people to play these games because I have all 6 volumes on my PS4. But the cool thing about it is that you choose the game, they give you a 4-letter code to go to their website, and then you can just play it on a mobile device or your computer, and you don't need to have the game. You
That's
just
cool.
have someone have the host game.
Yep.
That's really cool.
So replayers, we can play all together.
That's such
I'm
a good
down.
thing.
Count me in. I'm down. For
Yeah,
that.
man, that sounds cool. I've never heard of this, so I would. I'd love
That's gonna
I'd love to see more of
slap.
this.
You've now done
Slap
that
it.
twice. Stop trying to make slap a thing.
It's gonna slap
It
hard.
will slap. This episode
Pagan is
slaps.
the reason I say slap now.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Oh,
blame
Pagan.
someone, blame this one over here.
Hey, it's not me.
Blame the
Don't-
youth.
Don't you
Don't
be
wear it
looking
out
at
before
me.
we get Jen Miller back on here so we
On
can
my
have
screen,
this
she's-
episode
she's
slaps part
on
2.
my left.
Yeah.
So,
I honestly love this community of I've just for the short amount of time that I've been in it, it just the acceptance rate has skyrocketed. And
you're welcome.
I a couple of days ago, I think it was their
Shut
last
it,
episode.
Greg.
I had
Yeah.
really bad mental day, and I looked forward to watching them, play this game, and it was just I posted, I was like, thanks everybody for giving me a good day, and then every single person that was on the chat that day, and Troy even was just like, "Hey guys, Mike, you feeling better? We hope you could do okay." And I'm like looking at my Twitter feed, going, "These people care so much about
Cry
me."
emoji face.
Yeah.
We're known to
Aw.
do that. We dabble in
Beautiful. It
kindness
was really
and
beautiful.
welcoming
dabble.
and open
Greg
heartedness.
dabbles, I dilettante.
Yeah,
It's all
The
yeah.
Dilettante ball, yes.
good.
Yes.
Fancy.
Looking forward to that.
I'm simple Florida man dabble. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
What about you, Greg? Is there anything you'd like to see them play?
I think I did mention this before, but I do want them to play Donkey Kong Country for sure.
Yeah, I
They
think you
don't
did
have.
mention that
They could
before.
either play a 2-player or just swap controllers. But I think that would be fun to watch.
If that were to happen, I would just love them to just cut straight to like the minecart level.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it. Just the minecart level. That's it.
yeah.
That's where I threw my controller out the window, practically. Just, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could
I'm
see
still waiting
Nolan
for the
going full
episode.
Spider-Man on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a double rage quit episode from the two of them.
I'm waiting for them to play the modern Spider-Man.
If you notice, Troy is just like, I'm not even like, it's all him.
Yeah.
All of them.
That's all that guy over there. He's got the rage.
You got that.
Play Shark anymore.
For sure, for sure. All right. Well, let's move on to this week's topics.
I have a thought for a bonus question if we want it.
Oh, there's a bonus question?
You guys want to do a quick little like, what are you playing now yourself?
Oh yeah, what are you guys playing?
Should
Nothing.
rephrase the way you said that because it
Bonus
was.
question.
What are you playing now yourself? What
Well,
are you playing yourself?
What are you playing now yourself?
What game are you playing right now? There we go.
It's better.
Greg, what are you playing?
Well,
I'm
never mind.
not playing anything.
Greg's not playing
Everything's
anything
gone.
because he's going to New Zealand.
Greg is playing himself.
Oh God, that's awful. You know what though, Greg?
I'm sorry.
This is your opportunity
He's
to
not
get
wrong,
familiar with
though.
more mobile games. So,
Ugh, well, I have actually. I bought
ugh.
the Samsung Galaxy A50.
Oh,
so
sweet.
when I go over to New Zealand, I'm gonna swap it over to that. So I'll have a better phone for that because this.
And for people just listening, he put it up right to the camera.
I put it.
Us off.
I had my hands around it, modeling the product.
I have no idea what an A50 is. I've never heard
Like
of
an
that phone.
influencer.
It's like I don't know. It's one of their Galaxy
Unboxing.
phones. It's not like fancy, but it'll get the job
Fancy.
done.
Yeah.
I've never been into mobile gaming.
Really?
I know I
Never?
should. There's a lot of games. Yeah, nah. I mean, I used to play phones on my I used to play phones. I used to play emulators on my phone,
Mhm.
but I don't do that anymore because my
That's
PC
like a
all
Game
the-
Boy though. That's not like mobile
Yeah.
gaming.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I gotta
I
hook
don't think
you
it
guys
counts
up.
as like playing Fortnite or something. So, oh god, I've never played Fortnite. But the point is, I haven't really had any games that were interesting enough for me to actually go and be like, hey, let me get this on my phone.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
good
not
point.
there yet. So maybe one day.
I gotta hook you guys up with the website I just found. That's an emulator site of like it has so many Genesis games, so many SNES games.
Is
Like
it
I was
Player?
playing it. No, you just play it on the browser.
Oh,
and-
that's
Oh.
awesome.
I played Indiana Jones and the Search for Atlantis, a game that I haven't
that the
played
point
since
and
I was
click
in
one?
grade school. Yes,
Oh man.
amazing. And I just feel like I should just send the site to Drew and be like, "Behold,
Here you go.
So you
You're
just play
welcome.
these games for free on the browser?
play it for free on the browser."
Damn.
That's
It's a
neat.
giant emulator. It's amazing.
That's actually really convenient.
That's pretty good.
That's what I did 2 days ago, just for like
Just-
6 hours straight.
Is that what
Rated
you're
in there?
playing
Yeah.
now? Is that your
Oh,
game
man.
No,
now?
recently I did a test stream on my PS4. I was playing Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man,
Cool.
Right.
as I have pre-ordered Marvel's Avengers.
Awesome.
God, I cannot wait.
You know,
for that
Marvel's
game.
Avengers, not that other,
Yeah.
doohickey Marvel.
Not that other indie Marvel, indie other adventures. Tesco's
Actually
finest
have-
adventures.
I have a fun story about Marvel's The Avengers
Gourd.
coming
Go
soon.
for it.
To so Troy and Nolan are in the game.
Mm.
Troy is playing
What?
Bruce Banner, and
Wait,
Nolan North is playing
They're voice actors?
Iron Man.
Why would they still
And
be in video games?
they were at the Marvel stage, and they were doing a signing.
Mhm.
They had the entire voice cast there, And I went up, and this had just been about the point where I'd been watching, really like binging all of Retro Replay. And I went up, I got to the two of them, and I'm like trying not to shake. And my wife is like, "You're such a fangirl."
Aw.
And
Ooh, burn.
I said to Nolan, I'm like, "My mom is a big fan of you from Passions."
No way.
And he said, "You're the first person to ever remember that show." But then he's looked at me, he's like, "So I guess you watch Retro Replay." I was like, "You're damn right I do."
Aw.
Mhm.
So cool.
Yeah. And my mom, I was like, because I was watching on my laptop when I had visited them one time, and it was in the morning, and she looks at it, she's like, "Pause that. I know that guy." And I'm like, "How do you know him? Please don't let this story end up weird."
Turns out she's watching him on Passions.
Just a soap opera fan.
Just a soap opera
Had to watch
fan.
her stories.
Aw.
Gotta get my stories.
When you see flashbacks of stuff with Nolan in Passions, and even like, I mean, obviously that was way before, but even like when they're filming and mocapping first Uncharted, like
Yeah.
it's crazy how like young he was and in the industry and everything, and he had a full career
Years
of
to
like
get these
journalism
games.
before he branched into this, which is so cool. That guy's awesome. I like him. He's cool.
He's all right.
I guess he's all right. Listen,
Hey, kids out there, listen. He's got good advice. All right.
he has.
I'm
He
just
Take
you're doing
that to
this
the
right
bank.
now, right?
some solid advice.
That to the bank, okay?
Yeah, he's the only person that can do that. And make it cool.
Do you guys
Because
want
it's a legit uncle move. My uncle
Yeah,
legitimately does that, like the
Really?
2 fingers from the noise, and just like he would do that when he would give advice to me. Be like, "Mikey, listen, all right, I'm gonna tell you this once. Don't ever take $1 from a stranger." I'm like, "I'm 7. I have no idea what you're talking about."
Fair enough.
Why would somebody give me $1? Who's giving away dollars? I want $1.
Yeah, I would do the
Oh,
same. I'd be
exactly.
like,
I'm
I would be
7 years
taking those
old.
Get
dollars.
me a chicken
to the bank.
McNugget meal.
Yeah.
Years old, and I'm taking dollars. You better believe this. I'm offering it.
I actually found I actually wanted to get it, but it was kind of pricey. To send it to as like a gag gift for Nolan. On eBay, there's a somebody has an old 1998 soap opera magazine, and Nolan is smack dab in the middle,
my
like this,
God.
No.
and he's barefoot for some strange reason.
Yes.
And I wanted to get it and send it to him and just be like, "It's amazing what you can find on eBay," and just like have it to just, he's literally in the center of the photo, just going, I gotta send it to you guys.
Please,
He's just
yes.
like this. And
God, please.
Why didn't you just buy it for yourself, frame it, and then take a picture of yourself being like, "My new treasure"? And
Because-
send, like,
You
tweet
doing
it
the
at
same
Nolan.
pose? Like you have to
Because-
be barefoot and do the same pose as him?
Yeah, I'll just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Because then
Look,
everyone's
twinsies.
gonna be like, "Ooh, Greg feet," and I'm not into that.
No,
Oh,
what you should
no.
have done is screen grabbed it, edited the bit where Nolan is in it, and just sent it over to Twitter.
Send it to Drew. He'll find a way to Photoshop that into something.
Yeah, probably.
That's true. I'm currently gonna do that right now.
Yes, Greg. I take full credit.
What is your favorite snapshot Photoshop moment so far?
Of their like
Mm.
movie poster. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yes,
We're all looking
please.
at this right now.
Please post it to
my.
Nolan.
That is the most makeup I have ever seen on someone.
Why is he
Well, the problem
barefoot?
is the picture is very pixelated, so I'd hopefully maybe I could find it online and
Oh,
like,
man chest.
yeah,
You definitely could. Find the name of the magazine and like even the like Nolan North on
it's
cover.
soap opera magazine.
Well then Google
I gotta
the name of it in
I gotta find the edition.
Do it.
4/21/98. Okay, I got the date. I'll look for it later.
yes, do it and tag it on
That was
Facebook.
the
Do it.
Grey's Anatomy of its time.
It was. It was.
You guys
Sorry,
like
I
doctors
derailed
sleeping
us.
with each
I wanna
other?
get back on track.
Yeah, we're gonna move on now to the next to kind of the main topics of the discussion really, but we might just swiftly move past them. This week we had the last episode of Retro Replay, The Last of Us Definitive Playthrough. So
Oh boy!
what a special episode. We had Nolan North, Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson, and Neil Druckmann. But holy cow. I feel like even Troy was writing in the comments, been like, "You have no idea how long I've waited for this episode, or how long, we waited to do this episode." And we're like, "You have no idea how long all of us were waiting for this episode before this even existed. We all wanted this. We all wanted this to
We're in this
happen.
together, buddy.
So
Yeah, I'm
good. It's
pretty
like when
sure
you
we
get the
were
band
chatting
back
in the live
together.
chats of Uncharted 1 being like, "Do Last of Us, get Neil Druckmann's ass in there."
Yeah. Oh man, listen. What an episode. What an episode. I really appreciate these retrospective episodes with like Amy Hennig and Neil Druckmann as well, because I feel like we obviously get a lot of behind the scenes from Nolan and Troy as an actor and as their experience as this, but just hearing things like Neil's insecurity about something, that was extremely interesting to me.
It was really interesting to see that Neil had any apprehension whatsoever about,
Yeah.
like, offending or bothering the actors at all. Like,
Mhm.
I hear about directors and how awful they can be all the time, so, like, Neil Druckmann apparently is really concerned about what his actors are feeling and what they're going through, and that was a bit of a shock and surprise.
Mm. I think I really
Oh,
appreciated when they
sorry.
mentioned that Neil took an acting class before
Hmm.
going into directing, and I'm like, yes, bro.
Way to go.
Yes.
Like some improv.
Yeah. What did you guys think?
It's intense. It's oh god. I've said it in the chat so many times, but like this game is an acting school course.
Mm-hmm.
Like you will learn, and then people are like, oh, but it's a video game. I'm like, yes, and you are playing, but think about this: you're within a narrative, and you're interacting in something that is essentially, you know, all of the recording and all of the motion capture that's been done for it, but then just being in that moment and forgetting that all of that stuff happens,
Mm.
and then just watching the story take place. And so many games now have like the very like choose your own adventure style with the different dialogue choices and everything. To play a game where at the end you don't have any ability to quote unquote save the day, as it were, like
Yeah.
a typical like hero game. I mean, I was like as shocked as anyone after that first playthrough of playing that game. I was like, you can do that? You could do that in a game. Guys, is everyone paying attention to
Yeah.
this?
Has anyone else played this game? I mean, I've said this before on the podcast. Like, I would bring friends, family members, whoever came in. I'd be like, "Hey, sit down and play the first chapter of this game. Just sit down and play this first chapter. Let me know what you think." And then while they're playing it, I'm like, "What do you think? Was it good? Did you like it? Oh my god,
You're
isn't
just
that
staring at
sad?"
them,
Like,
like,
you're just
while
staring
they're
at
looking
them,
at the
looking for the
game.
reaction. Yeah.
I feel like
Mhm.
Pagan would like be like right here in your face, being like, "Hey, did you like it? What'd you think?
Hey,
You guys,
hey,
you,
hey.
you
Yeah,
Was it
I
good?
don't think
What do
that's
you
the reason. I don't think the game is the reason why they're scared, Pagan. It's the fact that you're face to face with them, like a stalker,
They're
looking at
looking
them
at you,
like,
like, playing, like, yeah, it's creepy, okay, like,
Yeah.
Pagan, you're fogging up my glasses. Can you just move it back a
Like,
few
agree
feet?
with me on how awesome this game is. Agree with me.
That's
That's
scary.
the internet
Face.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, that's the internet.
In a
thank you,
nutshell.
internet.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's an okay game. Whatever. Greg, what do you think?
I agree. Um, one of the things I actually really liked about the game, or them talking about it with the game, is that the fact that Nathan Drake and Tenzin together was a storyboard idea for what ended up becoming Ellie and Joel.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty neat, especially the one where it was like, oh, Nathan Drake is gonna walks around the city with someone who's mute, but then that ended up being Tenzin. That's kind of cool in itself, and then the fact that that kind of prompted the idea of Ellie and Joel, I thought was it's that, and that goes all back what I think Troy said it, that a game always starts with an idea first,
Yeah.
and then that idea builds and builds, and then eventually pops out a beautiful creation, which is The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was, I like hearing stuff like that, like how did the idea come about? Where did it start? So I was really fascinated by that specific section in
Yeah.
their discussion.
There is a very good discussion about that actual topic and a lot more in depth on Troy's other podcast, Play, Watch, Listen. Mostly the main topic was about the Sonic movie and like fans having, say over whether things are changed or not.
Yeah.
But Troy went into a really fantastic discussion about video games being seen via their mechanics or via their story, and like what defines then as the art of it. And I mean, we're obviously all fans of this game, so to see it be such a landmark of the combination of it's no reason it won game of the decade.
Yeah.
The decade.
That's
It's a big
10
deal.
years.
And
Mhm.
me and Greg had the same
this
idea.
many.
A small
This many.
child.
You know math. That decade is 10.
Yeah,
10 years.
basically. Agreed.
Little kids love saying that they're 5 or 10 because they don't have to do anything. They just
I'm
hold up both hands or
thistle.
one.
Yeah, perfect. I still do that.
I know this is how many fingers I am.
I'm 1 year old.
Oh, Greg.
Ooh, I'm in trouble.
You in trouble? Oh no.
Switch finger he held up, listeners.
Just give him the Ross. Like,
What an episode. I also think it was. Do you know what was a really great moment for me in that episode as well? Was Ashley's episode. Ashley's description of that ranch scene, the ranch house scene, and how like she needs to stay present. I totally agree with that. I totally agree
in
with
your
that.
acting experience.
I have had that. I have had that before, especially when you're in a play. Because a play, like you're doing the same thing every night for whatever, 6 months. And you can just kind of get into it. And it's like, okay, specifically for me, there were reasons why I was not enjoying that play. There was just reasons why I was not enjoying myself doing that. But then as soon as like you would actually get like a moment, a very rare moment to actually just play. This is my thesis coming in, but just to play with another actor. So you do something
Page and
different.
tangent.
What?
I was saying, and now a page and tangent.
A pagan tangent. Yeah. But like
pagan.
I would agree with what you're saying in terms of like you play, you say something differently, you do something differently. Your
Absolutely.
tone is different. You've thrown something, you've pushed somebody. It just brings you present, and then that
It
person
changes the environment around you.
Yeah. I loved hearing that. Oh, I just
That
want to
was
grow up to
pretty
be
swell.
her. She's like
She's already existing, so it's kind of
yeah, but I'll grow up to be
weird.
her.
Grow up to be Pagan.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
really nice.
Pagan's
gee.
awesome.
But
Tell
yeah,
keepers.
I really appreciated that bit as well, because there was a lot of talk about, like, I know Troy was talking about ego and like pushing the ego aside and everything like that when he was doing the Sarah scene, and then obviously Ashley was talking about like going through the motions and just getting comfortable with something, having to take a break, come back, and then just do something out of not character, but out of script, out of the practice to just bring themselves back. And I just think that's really interesting to hear. I guess I could listen to that shit
But
all day. I could
absolutely.
sit there
Yeah,
for 6
like I could
hours
hear
being
them
like,
talk about
yes, tell
the
me
acting
more.
theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear them talk about the acting theory about it for it's forever.
Yeah.
It's like you said, I had done like a show on stage where it's just you're repeating the same stuff and you have to hit your like marks from where the directors told you to
Mhm.
go on stage for certain things. But like every now and then, like maybe there's a moment where you just kind of feel like something like one line gets particularly hit in a different way,
Yeah.
and everyone all of a sudden is paying more attention into the performance.
Mhm.
And not the audience, but like the actors themselves are all into it, like, oh, we're doing this, okay, yeah, bring it
Yeah.
on.
It's even the tone of a scene, like how you've dealt with it before. So like you're dealing with it and you're aloof and you're nonchalant and that's your character and this is how it's going to be, and then you try it another way and all of a sudden you're almost OCD in the character and you need to pay attention to everything, and everything is specific and precise, and it just changes the whole thing without changing your character's integrity. It just changes how you deliver everything, and then it changes the energy you receive back. And there is honestly nothing better than receiving good energy from another actor when you've done something and they've received it well and they give it back and you're like, yes, the scene is on fire.
It's a good feel.
Yeah.
In improv, it's called a gift, and we
Yeah.
love to give gifts to each other
Yes,
because
and,
if
right?
it's just like, yeah,
Give the
it's the whole
gift.
idea of like, hey, I got a box for you, and then you don't say anything else about that box.
Mm-hmm.
The other actor has every right to just be like, F off.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that in terms of improv. I haven't done a lot of it myself, but yeah.
Yep.
Greg, how did
We're
you
good.
enjoy the episode?
Thought it was swell.
Did you think it was swell?
I thought it was very swell.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm splendid.
No, Clark, a lot of people go through life without saying the word swell.
I love the word swell. It's
It was-
underused,
it was
if I'm honest.
splendid.
I'm trying to bring back, like, for some reason, I've been, as you've heard in here, I've been saying indeedly D and stuff. I don't know why. As white as it makes me sound, it makes me feel good saying it.
Why does it make me sound?
And saying
It makes
swell
me smile.
and neat and, and Pagan says
Flanders.
tidy.
Tidy. That's a
By
Welsh
the way,
thing.
coming this summer, Pagan and I are doing a buddy cop show called Neat and Tidy.
Neat and tidy.
So
It's because he was saying neat a lot, and I was like, you Americans. But in like some parts of Wales, they say tidy. Like
you
yeah, that's tidy.
Irelandians.
But obviously I'm not Welsh. But I just thought that was hilarious. So now it's gonna be Neat and Tidy, the cop show.
I think this whole Irish thing is a facade.
It's
Just like
it's
Adam.
Just an
Well,
act.
she's not really Irish, so.
No.
Pagan lives in like South Carolina, and
Yeah.
she's just faking it this whole time.
That's it. For the views,
Like,
because
oh
people
yeah,
want to
it's
see Irish people
10:30 p.m.
online.
over here. Yeah, it's totally nighttime where I am right now, and you're just BSing everybody because you don't want to talk to them later.
I mean, her blinds are always closed, so we have no way of knowing.
Yeah, you'll never know.
There could be a hostile wasteland out there. We wouldn't know.
You wouldn't. This
Well,
could
if
just be a
it's America,
studio.
most
It
likely.
could be in LA.
Yeah.
It's not a basement? What?
Could be underwater.
Listen, that was a real response. Okay, I didn't know it was an actual studio. I thought it
No,
was a
I didn't.
basement.
I thought it was a
want
basement too for the
I
first
want
one.
their budget so bad for my
Oh,
own
man.
stuff. It's
I
like
know, right?
I want to like talk to PJ and be like, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
'Cause I
Give
have
me
a
a list.
firstborn son.
I mean, you can maybe get some. God, maybe you can get some money. Or maybe rob a bank. And then when you make some money, just bring it on back. I don't
taking notes.
call it stealing money. I just call it borrowing indefinitely. It makes it like because you plan on
Sounds a
bringing the
little
money
less
back at
Sure,
some point.
someday.
Legal.
Yeah,
The money is in the
an
set. It will
indefinite
just
loan.
come
It's
back to you.
fine.
The money was
Yeah.
just resting in my account. That is for
Let
Scully
the
and
interest
Janine.
ride. It's fine. Let the interest ride. You'll be fine.
Like
Yeah.
every bank I've ever talked to.
Greg, did you want to add anything about the retrospective episode before we move on to the level 3?
The
Dan,
next
yourself?
tangent.
I would say I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah. Go for it, Dan. What did you think?
Fuck you, Pagan. It was great.
This is where the show became
Jeez,
final
this must-
episode.
You and Greg are like, yeah, it's great. Swell. Cool.
No, just being.
That's where I come in as Pagan's new co-host.
I mean, we pretty
Yeah.
much talked about
Both.
like the key points of it, and it was just them talking about their experience making it and what Neil was going through at the time, what Troy was going through. So I mean,
I had two thoughts I wanted to hit on.
Go ahead.
One, I thought the episode was an excellent episode to get a inside look of what it means to actually work and act in the industry.
Yeah.
Which we've gotten in the past with them. On that note, it comes to the few of us, I say few of us, referring more to replayers themselves that can really appreciate that and actually enjoy that that kind of content, especially like Pagan or myself or Michael, I'm sure, Greg maybe, who have an interest in acting or voice acting or being involved in the creation of video games or other content. We eat those episodes up. We really enjoy those conversations,
Mhm.
that backstory, that
yes.
behind the scenes information. But with that, I want to say that I don't know if it was a replayer, if it was a random YouTuber, random Twitter person. I saw a comment by a person that said, "What is the point of these retrospective episodes? They're wasting an episode." Did you guys see this?
I did not
Do you know what
see
I'm talking
that.
about?
Was
Okay.
this? Oh, to be fair, I was working, so I wasn't paying attention to the live chat.
I don't know. I don't think it was in live chat. I think it was a post, a comment
Actual
after the
comment on
fact.
the YouTube video?
Yeah, I don't remember if it was YouTube or Twitter or somewhere else,
I
but
never saw
somebody
that.
had commented saying that they felt that they were wasting time by having a retrospective episode. And if that person happens to listen to this podcast and happens to hear me say these words, what are they wasting? The game was over. It
Yeah.
was a bonus episode.
Could have also
Yeah.
been not to
More
defend, but just
content.
to give like an alternate perspective. Like maybe they were just there for just like watching the gameplay and seeing
But
how
the game
that
was
interaction.
over.
Yeah. I would.
game
Well,
was
yeah,
done.
and just it possibly was just not part of their interest. And then some people just like to just post
So-
and just
Yeah.
don't think about it after
Just
they hit
never
send.
mind.
We're gonna have to do a little pivot, just a tiny one.
No, I think
Breathe.
I would understand like the
I'm not
thing
really
is,
that
especially
upset.
with The
I just
Last
think
of
it's
Us.
dumb.
No, I know.
Yeah, especially with The Last of Us, there have been thousands of viewers online, up to 5,000 people at a time, like in chat and viewing it online and everything. So when you get a lot of like comments and stuff like that, especially in live chat, there's a lot of random people and a lot of negativity online as well. And there's the people in the replayer community just try and keep it as positive as possible and try and ignore them. And I think like comments like that where they're wasting an episode, I totally agree with you, Dan. Like, what are they wasting? They've just
There
finished
were
their
Yeah,
some
episode.
right.
trolls.
We're
for
actually not
sure
going. They're
in the
going to take a
episode.
break. We have not had an Uncharted episode. We're not going to get a Last of Us episode this week either. So it's just a Thursday episode this week. Like,
Right.
Pagan, you weren't in the live chat for the retro replay episode, right?
No, I popped in at like 12:30 my
Okay.
time for
Easter
5
egg.
minutes and then I left.
Easter egg for you since you weren't there, and I
Oh.
was this time. I made it at the very end of the live chat after pretty much everybody else had dropped out. Drew said, "Be prepared for something special next week."
Did.
No.
Yeah, we're getting something new next week.
But then, but how or why? And
I don't know.
Is that a level 3 though, or is that level 2? I mean, level 3, or is that Last of Us or Uncharted?
We don't know.
I need to know,
Don't
Drew. I need to organize my
know.
life around these things.
No one knows.
Someone hit up Drew.
I will.
Someone call
When
Drew.
they were talking about they were
Okay,
talking
I'll
about
get right on it.
Yeah,
just
thanks.
washing hands. I was very appreciative when they're talking about
How I
just wash your hands.
Yeah.
And I said, I have a 2-month-old. I change his diaper every day. You better believe I'm washing my hands. And Troy said, "Preach."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I think especially parents. I think how old's Traveler now? 2, almost 2.
2.
A little
I
over
think
2,
he's
I think.
2. Yeah.
Um,
Kind of weird we know
especially
that,
like
but it's fine.
parents that you guys have got hand sanitizer and your hands
Yeah.
are just continually covered in soap.
His kids are disgusting.
Yeah, kids are so gross.
We
Babies
started
are
making it
gross.
where our 2-year-old
I have
would
been-
take her bottle of hand sanitizer, make her rub her hands together like every other couple of minutes. Like not a couple
Aw.
minutes, like after she plays. We're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hand sanitizer." And give her a little squirt and let her.
Yeah.
I have been thrown up on. I have been pooped on. I have been peed on.
I'm not
I
looking
have
forward to
been-
being a mom. If I'm
And
honest.
this
I don't
wasn't
know.
with your kid, Michael.
And then this was just a trip to Germany, but I don't really
this
talk
was
about
just
this
a Saturday night at my
Um,
place, you know.
But the kid is fine.
Hey,
No.
I take offense to that, sir.
Whoa.
I'm German.
Yeah. Hey,
your
you
country
can't
is-
Let
deny
me
that
poop
they're
and
into some
puke on you
funky stuff.
first before you say those things.
Listen.
But like kids are gross. So
Oh yeah, absolutely, they're disgusting.
There,
I
yeah.
love my son, but I look at him and I'm just like, how is this coming out of you? What I know
Where is
what
this
I'm
coming
feeding you.
from?
I
And
constantly.
they're just tiny drunks.
Oh,
Like, that's
they're
just-
tiny
they're
drunks.
drunk
It's
midgets.
adorable.
They're just tiny drunk midgets all the time. I
Whole time
constantly
he's
will
looking at
reference
me.
Finding Nemo to the 2-year-old and be like that little fish that was in the fish tank that was a germaphobe, and just be like, "You're covered in germs."
All I know is just like he looks at me like after I've fed him, and it's got that face that your one friend who's drank too much is like, "No, I'm good to drive. I could totally drive.
I'm good.
fine."
Just
I'm
one
fine.
more.
And then he falls asleep on you.
Aw.
You got to drag him back to his bed.
Aw. Well,
It's like
that's sweet.
college all over again.
Well, anywho,
Well, that would be exciting though. So it was in the Retro Replay Level 3 episode Zombie Nation that they've mentioned this special bit. That sounds
Yes.
interesting.
Cue to stadium music.
Yeah. So you know what my favorite GIF is? Thank God for GIF and Grace. My favorite GIF is when they're in when Nolan is in virtual reality, and they hit the pub in
Yeah.
that game. The game where everything's exploding and stuff, and then both of them are just like in the disco.
Oh,
That's
the
I do
classic.
hope
That's
they
my favorite
do
game.
more.
Yeah,
I want to see them do more Oculus games.
I would love
'cause
to see them
hopefully.
do more
God, they're
VR
just
games.
it's just
They should
to
try
watch the
Beat
disconnect.
Saber.
They should. I think that would be interesting to do,
Ooh.
but they've never done a game standing. So
I know that's why I want them to do
Yeah.
it.
yeah, I think it would be really good though.
Get off
Make
your
them
lazy
stand.
asses.
Yeah. Get
You
off
can
that
play Beat Saber.
them
Oh no, you
stools.
can't. You have to be standing. It's a standing game. I don't think you
So
can sit down for Beat Saber.
so this week, Retro Replay played Zombie Nation, which is a 1990 NES game or NES game. Sorry, Troy Baker.
Dare you?
Uh,
How
dare you.
dare you?
action game developed by Kazi and
You're
published
fired,
by
Pagan.
Meldek. The reason they had played this game this week is because it had featured of the Konami code, and it was then dedicated to Hashimoto, Kazuhisa Hashimoto,
Yeah. No.
who created the Konami code, who has sadly passed. But it was also used in quite a lot of the Konami games, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Castlevania Chronicles, Contra, and Metal Gear. So
It was originally known as the Contra Code because like that's how everyone had played it first,
Right. It was
and then
Contra
it just
first.
encapsulated all the Konami games.
I don't know if I'm sure I have used this before. Because I knew the code and I was like, okay, well I must know this from somewhere, and I just can't remember where. But this game in particular was really strange, and actually in the same kind of like earlier, to bring it around back to what you were saying earlier, Michael, when they were doing the Twisted Tunes and they were reading Ghostbusters. This game, the floating head, reminded me of the floating head guy in Ghostbusters 2.
Slimer, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
and
no,
yeah,
the actual like the guy in the painting.
Oh, right. Okay, go. This is Vigo.
Yeah.
He is like the
Vigo.
buzzing of
It's
flies
Vigo.
too.
Yeah, yeah,
Why have you came?
yeah. I love.
Yes,
I just
I'm pretty sure that guy is from elsewhere.
definitely.
guy.
But yeah, I thought this game was weird, Drew. I'm sorry. It's just that was weird.
Let's say that I don't know anything about video games, and just
Okay.
for the sake of try to describe Zombie Nation to me.
I have it. In Samurai Zombie Nation, the floating head samurai
On point.
Namakubi goes to the United States to destroy Dark, spelled with a C, Darkseid, an alien who crashed to Earth via a meteorite in 1999, turned all the American people into zombies and took control of various deadly weapons.
Now tell me
Darkseid.
why that doesn't sound like you have a fever dream.
They
This
did
game,
mention
they
people
were
getting
definitely
high on
high-ranking this
marijuana.
game. Yeah, definitely. Same vein, Dan.
Now, in the episode, they kept calling Dark Mark. So there was a running joke in the live chat of Mark. So it's the evil alien Mark.
Oh, Mark with the C.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Oh,
I
hi,
saw
Mark. C.
somebody had posted on Twitter like the meme of Mark with a C, and Starbucks spelt it CARCK or CARK. That's
Right.
great. I love
Cark.
that meme. I love it.
The
You can
Mark.
insert it if it's if you find it.
Do you ever like when people ask you what your name is, Pagan, and like how many times? I'm sure every time they're just like, "No, but really, what's your name?"
All the time. You
Yeah,
know what's
she's talked
really
about this
interesting
many
is
times.
because okay, so like you get followers on Twitter or you get followers on Twitch or whatever. And a lot of people will not bother check my profile, and they will just follow me because they have Pagan in the title. And the reason I know that is because they have Pagan in their title. And it'd be like neo-paganism or the pagan symbol of whatever or Wiccan such and such. And I'm like, they just don't understand that's my name and not my religion. Like it's
You were
a
just
lot
like,
of Catholics
curse
coming
you,
up to
Mom.
No, you know what? I would never change my name. I fucking love my name. And it has opened so many doors. It has broken so much ice. Auditions. So much ice has been broken in auditions. My first ever auditions was with a lady called Leo Davis. And she sat me down and she's like, "Where did you get your name?" And it just completely helped me relax because like it was a big thing, and she's a very prominent cast director.
The name definitely stands out for sure, especially for those people that send you messages and like, "Hey, convert to whatever
Love
faith."
it. That is
Catholicism.
great. That was the first I've ever had that kind of thing. Michael, I don't know if you know this, but somebody had sent me a message and was like, "Hey, here's an idea. Change your name to Mary and convert to Catholicism and follow the way of the Lord, and sent me like a link to like Catholics, the VaticanCatholics.com or whatever. I was like, no. How
Oh,
about
they
Mm.
figured
fuck you?
they
No
were like,
thanks.
well, we've taken all the other pagan stuff. We might as well take one who's actually named that.
Sure. That was so random. That came after a charity stream that I did with Shyme online. That was super weird. But yeah, I get that a lot, Michael.
That's another
Oh
thing with
yeah,
names.
after
Like,
when we were doing the Uncharted stream, I remember that.
Yeah, that was it. Just right after
it's
we
like you
read all
said
those.
with
Yeah, Uncharted.
Yeah.
it's like you said with names. With like sometimes people get noticed with just a small change. Like, if you guys are Futurama fans at all, David X. Cohen was the head writer on that, but his name is David S. Cohen, and
Yeah.
for no other reason, just to get noticed for his scripts, he just changed his middle initial to X,
Sure.
and now like my last name is my real last name is on my Twitter handle, and I only share that with people who I actually care to talk to,
Sure.
like you guys, and
Oh, please.
but like for the most part for stuff I do, it's just Michael St. Gregory, because I don't know if you know this, that's a cool ass sounding name.
It sure is. It sure. I actually
Sounds
thought it was
fancy.
your real name. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's a translation,
Oh,
and
okay. Well, there you go.
there you go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I like to use my initials because my initials are damn.
I mean that's pretty dope.
What the lesson we're trying to say is we're all phonies.
We're all
Yay.
phonies. Greg's not really Greg. Greg's name
Greg
is
is the Greg.
the. Yeah, Greg's name is the, and his surname is Greg. So it's the Greg.
I got it on my dad's side.
Yeah, it's
Duh.
French. It's
Hi,
actually
duh.
pronounced te.
Okay.
Te Greg. But yeah. Yeah, I get that shit all the time. What was really interesting is I have a twin brother. You don't know this. I don't know if you know this.
I didn't know this.
I have a twin brother, and his name is Christian.
The
Fun.
irony.
The
There's a
irony.
drum roll. You know the.
And like everybody says like, you know, they'll go, "Do you have any siblings?" Because when I say my name, and I'll be like, yes. And then it's like it's hesitant, and I'm like, yes. And then I'll say Christian, and they laugh, and I'm like, yep, that was the intention. It was just a punchline. That's just what sounded good.
That's
and
what I got going for me. I might as well stick with it.
that was the punchline of the whole thing. So there you go. There you
So we
go.
got on this tangent because of the religious undertones in Zombie Nation.
No, it was just Zombie
Yes.
Nation is a heap of shit. I'm just kidding. I
No,
have
it's
no
about
idea. Have you
pile
guys
of hot
played this game
garbage.
before?
Never heard of it.
No, I've never heard of it, and to be honest, I thought it was completely made up by somebody, and
Greg
Drew was
ripped on
like,
me when I said I'd never heard of it.
yeah, because you know, like all the games, Dan. I was like,
I
what?
do know all the games.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I watched AVGN and JonTron play this game a couple years back, and I've never played it personally, but I knew what it was, and I knew they were involved the floating head, him shooting out his trachea and his eyeballs, and blowing up
So
buildings
weird.
and saving people,
Which
and
is such a Japanese game.
a giant
Yeah.
head, and just it's the most Japanese you can get. It's so metal. It's
Yeah.
great. Game of the year. Should have won game
it
of
makes
the year.
it makes me wonder if that's like a thing where they're like they get together and like, you know, guys, we can make a really amazing game that speaks to our culture, that really just like goes back to the tradition of the samurai and all the history of like feudal Japan and everything like that. And then a developer comes in and is like, yeah, but we want to make money. Make it a floating ghost head and have it possibly just kill
Yeah.
things. What people like
Make
zombies?
it a
Okay, sure.
Japanese samurai that has to go over to the United States and kill zombies who are Americans.
That's
It has
all
to go in the
great. I
United
love the
States
story,
because
but
we
do you
can
want to make
market it to
money?
everybody.
Was
If
it?
it's
It all
not
comes down to
union.
money.
No. Have you guys ever used the Konami code?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
probably
Greg,
in
I
Contra
dabble.
and or at least Ninja Turtles.
Cheat codes have always been engaged when I play.
I think when I'm in my Contra.
Are you just whispering at this point because I can't hear you?
Yeah,
Just-
I was just
sticking around.
just mumbling to make it sound like I was actually talking.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it was believable. Hey,
It actually
part of
was.
the-
You do quite a
Ding.
good. You do a good freeze frame, and a good. My sound's not working. You jerk. Dan, don't do it too. You guys are gonna
Everyone.
confuse me. Stop.
Actually, You ever see Wayne's World when
Yes.
Wayne's
they go
World.
up to the
Sure.
they go up to the donut shop and they just try to speak like it's broken, and then the guy
Oh yeah.
repeats the full
so-
order back to them.
Yeah.
I Elliot own it, and it's Krellers. So that's
Oh,
2
man.
coffees, 2 Krellers, and 2 jelly donuts. Yeah.
Wayne's World's a great film. I really enjoyed that.
The
Sure
first
is.
one.
The first
Second
one.
one's okay, but the first
Hey,
one is a
Yeah, the
classic.
first one's definitely the
The
best.
second one has you know who. Come on.
Kim Basinger.
Yes.
Oh,
But it
okay.
also has his own graphic in our show that this is about.
His
Yes,
own
Thank you for
graphic?
whispering the answer.
What?
Oh my god.
Christopher Walken was in Wayne's World too.
Oh, yes, he
he's
was.
the bad guy.
Yeah.
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 He was like the shady exec dude.
Yes. What are you doing in this no-name town? Come on.
I can't
It's
stop
been a while
laughing
since I've seen
when
it.
Christopher Walken's in anything now. If I watch something and he's in it, like I can't stop laughing because it just
Wow.
sounds like he's trying to do a parody of himself, but he's
Can't
just
take it
himself.
He
serious
is.
at all.
He really is
No.
at this point.
It's incredible. What a guy.
Old man, people just
Oh, man.
don't understand. Come on. I'm
It's
trying to
really
make
good.
money here.
Best movie
Please.
with Christopher Walken in it ever is Mouse Hunt.
Never seen it. I really
My
want to
God.
see
Oh my God.
Suicide Kings. I really want to get that.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Mouse Hunt. Holy
Mouse
crap.
Hunt.
You're like the only other person I know that knows that movie.
It's
He
the
was-
best movie.
He's the one that was
So
like
good.
he was didn't he play an exterminator in that movie?
Yes.
Yes, I remember Mouse Hunt
Mouse
vividly.
Hunt, like
Mouse
the
Hunt.
comedy.
It is a comedy.
With
yes.
Nathan Lane.
with
Yeah.
Nathan
the
Lane.
guy. Yeah.
Oh, I have seen that film.
I actually saw that in theaters, believe it or
But
not.
in thereers,
Such
absolutely.
So good.
Sorry.
The predecessor to Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like sniffing the rat poo and he's like, rodents. like, I forget, like the whole tangent he goes on.
I remember
to.
this film. I really enjoyed that film.
He's got like those crazy like binocular goggles on. He's like,
Mhm.
To see everything. Yeah.
And then you
Actually,
get to
just
the
watched him.
where he's getting dragged to the house and it's just Christopher
God,
Walken, like,
yes.
"La, la, la."
I just watched Christopher Walken in Jersey Boys, and I never saw the musical, but I saw the movie, and he's in it, and you're like, he knows he's supposed to be acting in this, right? Like, did he show up and just like, yeah, we're gonna do something fun? Come on, everybody!
Probably.
It's
Everybody.
crazy with these lines. You boys sing good.
Probably.
No,
Literally just
you
show
owe
up
me
on set.
money.
They were like, "Hey, Christopher Walken, you free?"
Now pay me.
Sure.
Yeah.
and Tommy, you owe me money.
I think one of my favorite Christopher Walken performances still to this day is him in Weapon of Choice for Fatboy Slim.
Yes,
I don't know why,
that
but
that
I-
researched his career.
I love that.
That was a great video.
It's
where he's
because
just
of that.
flying all over.
I
It's just
see
great.
It's because of that music video that he has in his contracts now that he must have at least one dance sequence filmed for himself in a film.
That's no way.
That wouldn't
Are you making
surprise
that
me.
up?
It's true. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not.
Are you serious?
Watch that. Like, I swear to God. Like, there was that, and then like American Sweethearts came out not too long after that, and he's having a sequence where he's teaching Catherine Zeta-Jones this piece, and he's tap dancing really well because he's a classically trained dancer.
Oh my god.
and
How
then
did I
like
not
every
know
movie you
this?
see,
Fuck, that's so cool.
every movie you see, you will see him dancing in it. Post
Pagan, have
that
you ever
music
seen that video of him in Weapon of Choice?
No.
I'm sending that to you
Send
right
it to
now.
Link.
me. Send it to me.
Drop the link.
Yeah, okay. Well, I feel like we're going to wrap it up. So, if anyone we're going to move into a section where it's basically whatever you want to promote. So, if anybody's looking to follow you on
Shout-outs.
socials or if there's anything that you have got going on right now that you would like to plug or promote, this is a segment where you can do that. So, where can they find you at? Michael, we'll start with you.
I would like everybody to follow my comedy group. It's called Sketchprov, EROV.
Done.
You can find it on Twitter
Already done.
and Facebook as just Sketchprov. On Instagram, we're Sketchprov Comedy. And for any replayers out there in New York City or New York area, unless you just recently moved to Texas,
Sorry.
no, it's okay.
I would have been
we are
happy to join your improv group.
I'd rather you pay a ticket. We are doing 3 shows at the People's Improv Theater, March,
I
April,
misread
and
that
May.
totally.
And
Mhm.
you can go to thepit-nyc.com and look up Improv the Game Show, where I will be hosting myself with 4 other fantastic performers. It's just $11. There's a great bar, and please come see it. We are really trying to get this show to be like the tourist show for their theater, and not just like the show that students and people who are friends of the students of the school come to see.
What were those dates again?
I will give you the link, and then
Yeah, perfect. We'll
because I
pop it in
should
the
have
description.
Yeah, we'll share them.
yeah,
sure.
I should have
Sure.
these dates memorized as I am the creator of the show, but I'm so bad at dates.
That's okay. That's okay. You got a lot going on. You're a new daddy, so it's fine.
Yeah, we're oh right, him.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
the kid. Oh,
Oh yeah, he exists now.
yeah.
He does. Yeah, he exists so hard. But
He
yes,
exists
please.
all over you.
Yeah.
We also, if you want a preview of what the show is going to be like, we have games from a prior show in a theater up on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/sketchcraftcomedy. And finally, because for my last shameless plug, please support us on Patreon if you can. We have a $1 donation tier. It's the lowest you can go, and it's all you need to do. And if as many people who have liked us on our page did just that, we'd be able to help produce more content and give you guys more live shows and more streaming shows, which we really want to get into. So if you would
Awesome.
be so kind, and again, I'll give you guys the links, and spread that out. And then finally, my Twitch channel, which is just Michael St. Gregory, which it's called Game On, and I'm going to be doing the Jackbox TV games so that everybody can play.
Yay.
And we will have good times and good laughs and just good wholesomeness.
Wholesomeness. It's always a
and
good time.
with lots of dick jokes.
Sounds like
Obviously.
it sounds quite.
Nothing more wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing more wholesome. Definitely sounds like the dig of shins right there for sure.
Sounds like Greg's kind of party.
Dick jokes
dick
and
party.
dig of shins. Yeah, dick
I
party.
love
With the odd
watching
dad joke,
Greg
just put a
chat
dad joke in there.
on when
Greg's
Greg
in.
chats on any of our live on Twitch streams. It's just like everyone's like, Greg's here. Oh no, wait.
Oh God, what have we done?
Greg, no.
I just love it that I'm at the point where, and this has happened my whole life, where I go like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do something," and everyone's like, "Oh God, what is he gonna do?"
Greg,
Like,
no.
why can't anyone just be excited for once? I know it's gonna be terrible, but hey, at least try to be happy
We're all
about it.
excited that you're there, and then it starts. No, I'm just kidding.
And you say
We're
stuff.
like, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. We love
I
you.
just won't do anything. It's fine.
No, we love you.
Love you.
Interact with us. Greg, where can everybody follow you on socials, or if there's anything that you'd like to plug?
Okay, because I've messed this up so much,
You're going to write it down.
Hmm.
Oh,
that's our
Oh,
me
you're
and
Adventures
Sarah's
of Greg and Sarah.
Instagram. There you go.
got it.
Shameless plug.
Shameless
Also,
plug.
I am on Twitter at thegreg007. I'm trying my best
Just full
to meet with and connect with all the replayers, especially the newer ones that I can, just so
Me.
I'm in the loop. Yeah, and then because the new wave that we've had the last few months has been, and I've mentioned this before, has been very positive and like really wholesome, and it's been nice to see that come in. It's really helped this year, just the overall vibe, get it off to a good start. So definitely feel free to follow, and if I'm able to chat, and we'll chat, and I try my best to like reach out to people in private message, just to be like, hey, how's it going? Because I want everyone to feel welcome into the community and just in general.
Yeah.
So that's really it. I don't have a Patreon, but if you guys want to give me money, hey, that's cool too.
I like it.
Do you just send it by a check? Like you don't have a PayPal, so what's going on?
Bitcoin is preferable, but if you don't have that, we'll make something work.
One
Right.
whole
Just
Bitcoin,
take your own
please.
advice. You should take your own advice and rob the bank, I believe it was.
No, borrowing indefinitely.
Borrowing
It's different.
indefinitely.
That's what it
It's-
is. Yes,
Right.
borrowing
There's
indefinitely.
there's legal terms there. You can
Yeah.
loopholes.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's basically it. Right now, I am leaving. This is going to be my last podcast in Tampa. So
Next time you'll be in the Zealand, right?
Yeah.
I'll be on a beach.
Zealand.
Yeah.
New Zealand.
The
Exactly.
Good night,
Zealand's of
mate.
new.
It's not
That's
Kiwi,
so
but-
cool. I'm really excited for you to go down to New Zealand, and then we're
You're gonna get on my level, Greg.
Yeah, man.
Moving.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
my PC, he was going like this. I'm like, what are you doing?
Moving in.
Are we dabbing? I'm already there.
No,
He's not going to Texas. Stop
I want-
trying
can
to
I-
make
thing?
this a thing.
Yeah, can I tell a really quick story? I've sent my PC and
No.
Xbox over. Okay.
I'm
No,
kidding.
go for
ahead.
it. You sent your PC and Xbox over.
It's been in New Zealand this whole time, but because it was over a certain amount, they've held it hostage in customs, and Sarah had to fill out all this paperwork, and now I have to pay import taxes on it and
Yeah.
stuff. So once
Oh,
that's done,
no.
I'll have everything. But it actually didn't cost that much, but including the import taxes, it's probably going to cost around what I thought I was originally going to spend. So,
Right.
but it's not too bad, but it's worth the investment. So
Yeah,
So I
it
haven't-
is. It's,
I-
instead of
it's
like having
been-
to go out there and like sell your stuff here and then go out and get new stuff and everything, it's a better idea.
yeah,
Damn.
so because it's expensive over there, so
Organized.
buying it in the American value is way less. Like you go over there and the American dollar is higher over there. It's like 60 cents more to our dollar. So it's like our dollar is $1.60 for them. So the rate, yeah, the exchange rate. Yep.
She is
So
weird.
The euro and pound
Yeah.
must be very high there then.
yeah, well, the
'Cause we're higher
conversion
than
rate's
your
more.
dollar. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
Not
I'm very excited.
much,
So
but
yeah, I'm glad I got to get on one more time. So hopefully
Aw.
whenever in the future I'll be like, hey, look, I'm in New
There'll
Zealand.
be more.
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%. Like
gonna
let us
have,
know
like,
when
a
you're
fancy,
when you're
pretty
settled. We
background?
can get Sarah to wave in the background if she'd like to come on.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that. Maybe I can get an arm in there, just
Fine.
but
Yeah,
I
I got my
will take an
Sarah to
arm. Yeah.
wave.
You're gonna have to
That's also
like
fine.
put her up to it. Like you need to go on the podcast.
Yeah.
I got
Or
my
just
Sarah to
wave.
wave to you. So, you know.
yeah, just be like,
Yeah, Michael's wife came through.
So
Yeah.
next time Greg's on the show, you're gonna have like Lord of the Rings land behind you, right?
no, well, depending on where I'm being
Pagan got
video chatted
excited.
from, yeah. I mean, I could try to live stream in Hobbiton. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows?
You're literally going to a place that is spelled the same as Dunedain, and I'm like, this
Dunedin.
is awesome, but it's Dunedin. Is that what you say?
Yeah, because there's a beach.
Dunedin.
There's actually a
Dunedain.
beach here called Dunedin Beach in Florida, and that's why Sarah wanted to go to it because she lives in Dunedin, which is also next to a beach.
I love New Zealand voice. It's just so pleasant. I mean,
Pleasant.
Good day,
Come
Mike.
to-
I'm a Kiwi. He
Oof.
hates
dude,
that.
You just offended
Yeah.
all
They
the
don't
get
you
Kiwis
straight
on here.
I'm gonna say that to everybody. Good day, Mike. I'm a Kiwi, and then I'm gonna go flap, and I'm dead.
Wow.
Yeah, basically.
Random knife attack.
It's I'm so excited for you. I'm gonna come visit. Okay. Thanks.
All right,
God,
everyone's
okay.
invited.
Yay.
I mean, you guys might have to sleep outside, but I mean, we'll make it where it's fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine
do
with
a
it.
good New
I'll deal.
Zealand
I'll bring a
accent.
tent.
Just
Okay, that
if
works.
you want to do a good New Zealand accent, just imitate Rhys Darby.
Reese Darby?
Rhys Darby. He's the guy who's like did you see the most recent Jumanji or the one prior to that?
Oh, okay. Like the
he's
guy
the
who
one.
played the NPC.
He's the one in the truck. Yeah.
Oh,
comes
that
up,
he
he's
was
like,
in.
Welcome
he,
to Jumanji.
He was in Yes
Ah.
Man with Jim Carrey. Sorry, no.
He's also in Flight of the Conchords on HBO.
Yes.
Hmm.
That
Is
guy.
he a
Yes, I
manager?
do know him. Yes.
Good
Yep.
day,
They're
Mike. Welcome
great.
to
Flight of the
Jumanji.
Conchords. Great shout out. Oh, so good. Dan, where can we follow you on socials and what do you got to plug?
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn. Go.
Okay. I'm Stark Evil Vash on everything, pretty much everything. And Stark Evash on Twitter. As far as plugging goes, really trying to get things moving on the Twitch channel. Me and Brandy have been going pretty strong on that, and we've been having a lot of fun playing some old retro games, as well as some new games. And we're definitely pushing for some more followers because we're just about at 50. And
And what happens at 50 followers?
nothing's going to happen at 50 followers, but we are going to start our road to 100,
Yes.
and that will include a giveaway,
Oh.
which I will announce shortly. And it will also include a stream with Brandy dressed as Wonder Woman.
That's where it is.
yeah. That's hot.
That's where it is. I'm
Uh,
also going to put it out there that we may do a game of choice. We'll like ask people what game they'd like to see us play while she's dressed as Wonder Woman,
cool.
which could be fun.
That's cool.
Don't make it
And
weird, man.
Greg will make it weird.
Greg, we'll all make it weird. Believe me,
That's
we'll
his
all
job.
be there. Cassie will be there talking about her boobs and shit. We'll be there.
You know it.
Yep.
The other thing
I
is
will
I'm
do
gonna
no
put out
such
there
thing.
that
Well, me and Cassie will hold that zone.
For the
Okay.
giveaway we're gonna do,
Yep.
everyone who is a follower is automatically entered into the giveaway,
Awesome.
and everyone who comes and chats in each stream will get an extra entry every time.
Oh, that's a
That's
great
brilliant.
idea.
That's very
Yes.
good.
So, like for all
I'm
of
going to
you
be
guys,
bothering you a lot.
when
Yeah,
you pop in the stream
same.
and you chat, you get an entry in the giveaway.
Yay! That's an awesome
Me and
idea.
Pagan are just going to like be competing for
Spam your
entries
chat.
just by saying, hey, repeatedly.
Yes. Well, it's not going to be every single time you chat.
No, it's just
that,
every time
but
we're in the chat
won't
on your
stop
videos.
us.
Right. Yes. Every
It won't stop us.
stream you come to and chat in, you get an entry.
Guaranteed. I'm winning already.
So I just got to
kidding.
drop in, say hi. And I'm out.
Yes. No, you're getting disqualified.
No.
We're going to go through the chat like he didn't say anything else. No.
Disqualified.
I'll just show pictures of my kid
Ruined.
and him being cute and smiling and automatically win.
Yeah. Gotta buy a sympathy vote? You can't play him like this. He's got a 2-year-old. He knows.
Yes.
Cool. I myself am at, I don't know, what am I? Pagan_plays. That's it. Pagan_plays on Twitter. No.
You do not know your own
Pagan_plays
stuff,
on
Pagan.
Instagram. I can never remember this. Pagan_plays on Instagram and on Twitch. I stream Tuesday and Thursday nights. At the moment, I'm playing playing God of War on Tuesdays, and Thursdays is my first ever playthrough of Witcher 3. Yes, I know it's a long game, but we're gonna stick to it.
It's guaranteed content for a long time.
I'm
It's
very
gonna be
entertained at how
great.
much Pagan is annoyed by Atreus currently.
That kid.
Reyes is really annoying,
Super
actually.
annoying. Thank you so much.
One of the reasons why I don't like that.
I'm just
game.
saying, it's one
I
of the
don't like
reasons I didn't
babysitting.
like.
He's annoying.
It's one of the things I didn't like about the game. I love the game though. So that's every Tuesday night. Every Thursday night I play Witcher 3, and you can follow me on Twitter,
Shut the hell up.
which is probably be the link in the comment below. But just search Pagan Plays, and you'll see my ugly mug come up, and then you just follow that.
Actually, just subscribe to you on YouTube.
And YouTube. I am on YouTube. It's Pagan Plays. There's no underscore.
You haven't updated in a long time.
I haven't. No, but I think it's because I'm working on content that is not just copy and paste Twitch content.
That's what I'm working on too. I'm doing the same thing, by the way.
Yeah, so I feel
That's
like
why
it's
I haven't.
Collaborate. Let's all
why I
work
don't-
together.
Let's all
Let's
just
make
get
magic.
together. But yeah, so I was uploading whatever Twitch streams that I had. I just popped them up on there. But I feel like it's less interesting because people can access that content on Twitch. So I am going to be doing fully edited videos and reviews. So that is coming soon. In the next couple of months, there's a plan for that. Are we all good?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, thank you.
Like a pagan plan.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a pagan plan, Michael. Thank you so
Pagan
much
plans.
thank you so much to the guys, I guess. Drew, Nolan, Troy, PJ, Stephanie, Tom,
guess.
Paul, everybody else, the Retro Replay crew. Thank you so
That
much for
soup.
everything that you do, because without you, the Replayer podcast would not exist.
All the soup.
All the soup. You can find the Retro Replay podcast on the Retro Replay podcast on any of the podcasting facilities where they go back and do episodes, and then they put up their audio versions of their full episodes. You can also find them on YouTube at Retro Replay to see their videos. Currently, they're probably only doing Thursdays. They were doing Mondays and Tuesdays, and we upload our video every Wednesday. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. You can also leave us a voice message on the Replayer podcast by clicking the link in the show notes, and we'll be able to play that on the show. We hope that you've enjoyed our podcast. If you'd like to hear more from us, please go ahead, like and subscribe, rate and review, provide comments wherever platform you're listening to. It would be great. And if you have any suggestions, please pop them in to thereplayerpodcast@gmail.com. Likewise, find us on social media. Find us on Discord or Twitter. If you'd like to be on the show, there's no prerequisites for coming on. You just need to be a fan of Retro Replay. Please let us know if you want to come on. That would be amazing. And finally, on that note, there is a Founding 500 project that we are working on, and we would love to have all of your videos sent over to the replayerpodcast
Yes.
at gmail.com. You can send them via WeTransfer. It is free transfer up to 2 gigabytes. If you have a Finding 500 video, or if you'd like to just do a replayer video, just to let us know a little bit
Right.
about yourself, maybe keep it to like a minute and a half long, and then we can just edit it out and put it on our channel for everybody to see. Thank you, Greg. Thank
Yay.
you, Michael, for joining us today.
Welcome.
You're
It has
welcome.
been a pleasure
It's
and
been
an
a pleasure to have you.
honor. And then there was Greg.
Thank you. You're welcome.
No, Greg is the
I
OG.
love you, Greg. I just
Then
love
there
I love
was
busting you.
He's the original Greg. He's so
The OG
cute.
original Greg.
The OG. And that is game over, folks.
Game over.
Bye, everybody. Take care.